Happy 11th day of school! We are now getting ready because I'm going to a faculty meeting this morning. So I have a faculty meeting and lots of hopefully semi-fun things planned. I'll be happy to share those with you today. Came last night, so you guys will be seeing that vlog in a little while, sometime today. That will get posted up. So you already have kind of an idea of what's happening this morning. But yes, I'm gonna get my stuff unpacked and get ready for my faculty meeting. So my eyes are like, my contacts are sticking to my eyes. Look at my bags, I'm so tired. Like, tired eyes, for real. No lie. But yes, my contacts are sticking to my eyeballs. I'm gonna start unpacking because I have a lot of stuff. I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. There's the second chair. It's break number 2. Break number 2 for me. During break number 1, I sat down with my partner teacher and just kind of planned out. We have parent night next week, so we wanted to make sure that we had everything that we needed to have and take care of. So we had to sit down and do that, and that pretty much took up the entire time. Now I am cleaning up some of my stuff, getting ready for the next group that I'm going to be having in a little bit, and it's my afternoon group. So they're a little bit more behind than the other class, so I don't know. Next week we are planning on mixing our kids, so all of the students will be mixed in the groups. So our 2 classes are just gonna get all shook up, and we're going to put them into 2 different groups. So we'll have an AM class and a PM class. So that's really interesting. I'm really excited to be able to see what happens with that and kind of how they do with that. So that's gonna be happening next week. Next week is gonna be, what are we doing next week? I'm still continuing with the first 20 days as far as reading goes, but next week it's gonna get really interesting because next week is where I pull in genre studies. So we're gonna talk a lot about genres and the different types of genres and going through books and looking at some of the characteristics of them. So that'll be interesting and fun. I'll be very excited to see that. They will also be starting their own personal word study, which again is also something that is really nice. And I'm excited about that. Oh, so I was talking y'all are gonna say, really, Bridget, you went through all of this hot mess and now you're saying this? Okay, so here's my thing. So I've been, experiencing these kids for 11 days now, and when they're out reading and they're out writing, some of them just want to lay down and some of them just want to like stand up, and they all have their own little quirks, and that's what's really fun and interesting about getting to know kids and students. So I think I'm gonna get rid of one of my tables, and the reason I say this is because I just don't have enough room to be able to give them the opportunities to do what they want to do. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about lowering the desks and putting those somewhere, but I haven't quite decided where yet. I'm also thinking about giving one of my tables to my partner teacher because she is kind of changing up her room and the way she wants to do some of her seating as well. Guys, it's it's a learning process. It's getting to know your kids and getting to know, what is it that works for them, what is it that works for you. So if you end up changing things, don't feel bad about that. So long as it's nothing like huge, don't feel bad about that. No big deal. So I'm going to get rid of one of my tables, give it to my partner teacher, figure out as far as how I want to have everything planned out. It's so funny because some of them will straight up, like, now they're using those cushions and they're creating like beds on the stage, and they're like propped up against the wall, or they're propped up, like they're laying on the floor but their heads propped up on the stage. And some of them are taking, like, they're moving those 2 yellow chairs and they're moving it up to the bookshelf and they're working up here, like that's their thing. I have some who like to work right here. I have some who a lot of kids really love this. Like, I will end up having 4 kids, and a lot of kids like that round table too. Very rarely will I have a whole bunch of kids back here, which is why I want to get rid of one of them. So here's the poll. I want you to tell me which ones you think I should keep and which one I should not keep. So if you think that I should keep table number 1, leave that down below. If you think I should keep table number 2, leave that one down below, and then I'll end up deciding that way. So you guys let me know. Again, table 1, table 2. 1, 2. So let me know what you think. I need to have more room for them, and I really love the blue gaming chairs, and I want to be able to keep those because y'all, like me just sitting in it and just like reading a book, like I love that for me personally, like to be able to sit down and read a book because I like the motion, like it's a small like soothing calming motion to it, and it's just nice. It's really nice. So I gotta figure that out. That is kind of what's happening as far as my flexible seating goes. We are still getting accustomed to these. This is a hot mess. We're gonna continue working on that, and that's okay. Oh, so here's what I did in grammar, and you guys would love this. If you have this in grammar, you can do it a number of different ways. But I kind of got the idea from Hope, but I just didn't have somebody, because the way Hope King has done it, and the way kind of I've got it from Mr. G as well, is that, you know, somebody would come in all dressed up really weird and funky and talking about their personality, and the kids would have to write about that person. Well, I just don't have anybody that could do that for me. So to mix it up, you could do this a number of different ways. One, if you have a ton of dress up clothes, dress them up and let them write about a partner. And that's what you could do. Or you can dress up one person and have them write about them, but that might be a little bit weird for them. So that's why I said everybody dress up and you know, have them write about each other. Now here's how I've done it. Again, you can do this a number of different ways. And this is talking about adjectives. I don't remember if I told you guys that. So we're talking about adjectives as just a quick review today. So I told them that, you know, we went through the whole review of adjectives using our 5 senses to be able to describe things, and to really get more in depth as far as like, you know, just using adjectives in our paragraphs, in our sentences. So I told them, I was like, I want you to think of somebody. It can be anybody. It can be somebody who is imaginary. You know, you can make them weird, you can make them scary, you can make them anything. You know, I'm gonna give you an index card, and I want you to write down as many adjectives to describe the person on this index card, or, you know, describe the person. You're writing it on an index card. You do have to use it in complete sentences. So they're writing like all their little sentences about their people. Some of them did a really great job. Others we're gonna have to continue working on them. So let me see if I can find one. Okay, this one said, it is a girl. Her name is Ella. Her hair is long, blonde, wavy locks with purple streaks. She wears fancy, expensive designer gowns every day to school. She's 5.5 feet tall. Her skin is very smooth. She smells as sweet as cupcakes. Her teeth are pearly white. She has a medium-sized belly. Her head is round. Her eyes are as blue as the sky. She has skinny lips and a skinny little nose. Her age is 16 years old. I mean, so how cool is that? So then what they're going to do, after they had opportunity to be able to like sit there and write about this person that they're trying to describe to somebody, they're gonna mix the cards up and we're gonna give them out. And then that person is going to now draw the person that they have now described to them. So hopefully, depending on how much of a description they have, depends on how well detailed the drawing is. So it'll be interesting. It's interesting to see it. So if you really, you could do that. Or two, you could draw a person, or, you know, find somebody on the internet, like some silly picture on the internet, and then have them go back and write about it. So there's a number of different ways that you can try to do this activity. I think it's really fun. They thought it was interesting. They were all freaking out about it. They were like, oh my goodness, and they were just, yeah, they were all freaking out about it. They're like, I can't believe we're gonna have to draw. And some of them wanted to draw first, and I was like, no, 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 you're not gonna get the chance to draw your own person. You're drawing somebody else's person. So interesting. I can't wait to see how this comes out. I've never done this before, so if it's a bomb, I'm so sorry, but I'm hoping that it's not going to be, and we're hoping that it works out really well. So that's what we did at grammar. For reading, we really just focused on choosing just right books, and then why would we abandon books, and we had some really great discussions. You know, it's just as far as, you know, the book has to be able to hold our stamina. So obviously we're not going to read a 500-page book because we haven't built up the stamina for it. It has to be just right. So if it's too hard, you know, that's going to be a good reason to abandon a book. If it's too easy, if you feel like you're just breezing through it, you're not challenging yourself. And they all came up with this, and I'm just like blown away by it. So we're going to continue doing that think, what do I have for next week, for tomorrow? I'm not really sure what I have for tomorrow. I haven't written down my plans yet. I'm gonna show you guys what I do in the afternoons. As far as like when I sit down and kind of go through my plans for the next day and get ready for the next day, I'm gonna show you what I do. Hello, so it's now the end of the day. I have been doing a little bit of stuff, not, you know, a whole bunch, because I've been chatting up with my partner teacher just as far as like how we want our hall display to look, and some other things that we need to get finalized for parent night next week. I'm to the point now where I am now going to be looking at my planbook.com, looking at what I'm doing tomorrow, and kind of putting down my focused bullet points, because that's what I told you guys about. So I'm gonna do that, turn you around just a little bit, or maybe I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Okay, so I'm going to pull up planbook.com. Okay, so now that I have planbook.com, I can pull out my planner and kind of put an overview of some things that I need to accomplish. I'm just gonna warn you that my planner is a little messed up this week because Dodo Head over here, and that's me that I'm talking about, decided that I was gonna start the week on a Monday, and we didn't have school on a Monday. So I moved that over, and then I wasn't here Wednesday, but then I decided to write the plan for Thursday on the Wednesday date. It was just a hot mess. So it's not the prettiest of things, but whatever, it's gonna be fun. Okay, so see, like this was supposed to go, this was today, but I accidentally wrote it over here. I had a sub that day, so whatever. This went over here, but again, didn't do that correctly. Okay. So for morning meeting, I am going to have, I need to figure out a better way of doing this. Okay, so that I know that for my greeting, I'm going, well actually I'm gonna wait to do my greeting. I'm just gonna give it a second. So first thing that I want to note over here is that I have picture days. This is a little bit harder than what I anticipated. Okay, so I know that over here, kind of looking at my times, 10. So right before we go out to recess, we're gonna have pictures. So I'm gonna actually put my little sticker, and we are at 10:55. Not sure exactly where, but I do know that I have that, so I want to make sure I put that bullet point in there. I ended up deciding, because just with my partner teacher, we ended up deciding that I'm not going to, oh my goodness. Okay, how about I do this? I'm having a really hard time trying to figure out how to get this camera to sit the way that I want it to sit so that you guys can see everything that I'm doing, and that's not gonna happen. So I'm gonna put you down, I'm gonna plan out, and then I'm gonna go through it and explain what it is that I'm doing tomorrow. So I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Okay, so that did not take long at all, like at all. So here is pretty much kind of the idea of what I have going on tomorrow. I switched up a little bit from what I'm doing on planbook.com because of just some of the things, like we're behind on certain things, so we need to catch up, and we had other things that are happening, so made those changes. Okay, so if you're looking here, like for my morning meeting, we're gonna review our greetings. We're gonna end up just greeting. I'm gonna let them they will get to pick from their greetings. We're gonna play the Pass the Mask, go over our whiteboard message, and then I may do a chicken soup, reading a story and just kind of having a discussion with them from that. Over here I have a models readers think, so thinking, we're looking at how readers think when they're reading. I'm gonna model that for them, ask them, you know, what do readers think about? We're gonna create an anchor chart and have them independent practice and then end up sharing. For writing, we're gonna do a writing journal. What do writers like to write? And then they're gonna work on their cover, because I haven't given them the opportunity to be able to do that. We have pictures at 10:55. When we come back after lunch, then we'll have a STEM challenge together as a big group with Saving Sam. I'm gonna do the exact same thing from reading over here down in this spot. And then we're gonna go over and have them work on doing the iPad friendship activity and having them finish that. So that's what I'm doing. Made my notes of some things that I needed to do. Now pretty much my lessons are mapped out. I call it my game plan because it's literally me just kind of getting a game plan and getting my head wrapped around what's happening tomorrow. I mean, I can only think one day at a time sometimes. So the big rough plans all end up happening in here. This is where all my standards are aligned, my student outcomes are put in, my materials list, all that's done in there. So that's like my really detailed plans. And then my actual my lesson planner is my what am I doing today, basically. It's like my bullet point list, because once I have that and I can kind of refresh my memory, I have a better idea of what it is that I'm coming into tomorrow, so I'm not as stressed out. So that is what I have for tomorrow. I need to get my stuff cleaned up. I'm a messy teacher. I'm a messy teacher. How's your week? How was your week? Was your week great? Did you have a good week? Was it stressful? If so, what was stressful for you this week? I'm very curious. You know, everybody has different experiences with teaching, and I would love to know your experience. So do share that with me. I would love to know. I would. So yes. I'm thinking about letting them do this for morning work, where they draw their person. I'm gonna go ask my partner teacher to do that too. See if she'll do that. If you guys have not seen my apps that I did, definitely go check it out. But I talk about an app called Seesaw. We tried it out for the first time today and I love it. Like, I just love it. I love the fact that, and here's something else too to add on to that, like when students put something onto their feed, I have to go through and approve it first. So if I don't like it, or if it's not appropriate, I can delete it completely, and I can always go back and delete something as well. So but I have to go and approve it before it ends up being on the class feed. And you can also go through and get it to where kids can't like and they can't comment and that type of thing. So for right now, I went on ahead and did that until we kind of sit down and we talk about, you know, that way to give feedback and how we should be giving feedback and that type of thing. I really loved it. It was really, really awesome. So the way I did it with QR code. I don't remember telling you guys if I was going to do it that way or not, but I did do it with a QR code. So my QR code is posted in the front of my room, so students know that whenever they're ready to post something, and I can't remember if it saves it or not. I'm pretty sure that it does, but they know to just go and scan and they can enter that in there. So that's really nice. Worked out really, really great. So wanted to share that part with you guys too. It is 5 o'clock, my friends, so I am heading out the door. I want to go pick up my son. I told you guys that I do not like to leave him staying super duper late, but I am proud at the fact that my table is semi together. I do have a couple of things that I have out. One of them being my chime that I use for a responsive classroom. We have picture day tomorrow, so I have that. The cards that we're probably going to do for morning work, and then I have something that I need to complete there. So everything is cleared off, which I'm really excited about. That is a couple of papers that I need to grade, and what else is that? Running DRAs. I couldn't think about it. I was saying running records at one point, but those are my DRAs. Super proud of the fact that that is complete. I'm really excited about that. I do need to come in, finish my morning message, but tomorrow's just going to be Friendly Friday. Pick out a friend on a post-it note, write something, write a compliment about them, and put it back up there. So that's pretty much what we're going to be doing tomorrow, and that's really about it. Tomorrow's Friday. So I'm heading out the door, grabbing my stuff. My room is fairly clean, which I'm excited about. I did take down a lot of my anchor charts. I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do with those tomorrow. I think I'm going to end the video here. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. As always, friends, thank you so much for watching all of my videos and giving me so much support. I really, really do appreciate that. Subscribe, share it out, and I will talk to you guys really, really, really soon. Bye!